What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a full review on the Sony XAV-AX8000. Let's get right into it. Okay, here is the packaging. As we can see, Sony have jumped on board with the 9-inch floating screen wave, I guess we could call it. So we've got Alpine. Alpine have 3 in their range. This is Sony's first one. 8.95, right, basically 9-inch, 55 watts at 4 ohms for 4 channels, so that's 55 watts per speaker. They've got the extra bass thing, which is something Sony's always done. 3 pre-outs, 5 volt pre-outs, which is pretty cool. That's good. Single DIN application, so easy to mount. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, of course. Basically, this is what sits inside the box. On the top here, we've got instruction manual. Okay, so we have some brackets here. Okay, so I guess once the unit has been mounted, these brackets will cover any holes, something like that. That's similar to the Halo 9. 2 USBs. Now this one's a little bit shorter, so we'll look at why that is. That might be for iPod USB firmware updates, and this might be for CarPlay Android Auto. Not 100% sure, we'll look at that. We've got some mounting hardware right here. We've got some more brackets right there. We've got the external microphone, the remote of course, the main harness plug, and this Velcro strap. So once you separate the boxes, you'll get the massive screen and then the main chassis. These 3 notches here are for the depth, so depending how far out or in you want the screen. This little screw right here allows the angle, so you just remove that, change the angle, put it back in, and then these screws here are your height. And so basically you mount the unit or the chassis wherever you want, and then you go ahead, put the screen in, measure it, play with it, get it how you want, put it in, and then there'll be a couple of screws right at the end, so you screw them in, that'll mount the unit, and then those plastic covers will obviously go over these brackets to cover it, and so it looks integrated. Okay, back of the unit we've got the main power connection. We have steering wheel remote input, microphone input, front pre-out, rear pre-out, and sub. Okay, so they've done this again where there's only one RCA for the sub, so best thing to do is maybe use an RCA splitter on there, so 1 to 2, that's what I'm thinking. And then we have the reverse camera, and of course the universal antenna. Okay, so first thing we'll do is turn demo off. One thing I'm noticing is the unit is extremely fast. So as you can see, oops, that's one thing that they've got over the Alpine unit. So the Halo 9 is a great unit, but the only complaint that I had was it was a little bit slow. So to see this unit performing like this is just amazing. It's really, really good. The user interface is exactly the same as the AX5000. So, you know, looks the same. There's obviously more stuff done in the back end because it is a lot faster. So just to begin, we've got radio, Bluetooth audio, phone that will do phone calls and music streaming, USB, which actually I didn't notice that on the back, we'll have a look at that. Reverse camera, so you can plug in a reverse camera to the reverse camera input, and if it is on accessory power you can just go ahead and click that and it will show you the image. We'll go home, get out of that. Our hard buttons here, so we've got the home, volume down, volume up, attention, so this will bring the volume right down for a quick moment. Pressing and holding this will actually turn the monitor off. You will still be able to listen to music, or whatever's playing will still play, but it will just turn the monitor off. You might have to press home to bring it back. Option, so if we just press option, it's going to bring up a quick sort of option menu. We've got radio, So sound select. Oh, okay, so depending on if you've got USB in, you might get another little widget there for USB, or you can just turn all sound off. You can turn extra bass on, so it comes with level 1 from standard. Oh, don't press that. Equalizer and screen off. Yeah, and you can touch the screen to bring it back on. Then we've got track down, track up, and voice control. I'm not sure if I said that already. Moving over here, we've got settings. So general sound, visual, and Bluetooth settings. Nice and easy. Go ahead, tap on Bluetooth. Obviously you can turn Bluetooth on, off, reset. In visual settings, you've got wallpaper settings. Okay, so just the preset wallpapers that you can choose from. Automatic dimmer, so you hear me in a lot of videos talk about you don't need to hook up the illumination wire. This is why units are now coming out with automatic dimming, so you don't need to. And then so the illumination level when the monitor is switched off, doesn't really make sense, but I guess maybe there is some sort of backlight. You can change the level of that. And then touch panel adjustment. One downside to this unit is, yes, it is an anti-glare screen, however it is a resistive screen, a resistive touch panel, and it's just not as good as capacitive. The Alpine units use a capacitive touch screen. It is much better. It just is. I mean, if you look at your phone, for instance, that's capacitive touch. This is resistive. It's sort of like a touch panel overlay over the LCD. Like, you know, not a big problem, but just not as good. For all the upsides of this unit though, probably not a big deal. Sound settings, you got that extra bass. Okay, 10-band equalizer. Pretty straightforward. You can go through, you can obviously customize it to your own settings. If you've got the subwoofer connected, you can change the level here, and we've also got some preset settings that you can play with. Balance fader, pretty easy. You can fade just to check all your speakers, make sure they're sounding good. Crossover, okay, so you can put a high pass filter on if you want, up to 50, 60, what does it go up to, 120 hertz. It doesn't look like you can change the slope, but you can add the filter, and then you've got low pass filter as well, so it's good for subwoofer settings, and then the phase of the sub. DSO is like a loudness sort of thing, so they leave it on low, you can turn it off, have it middle or high. I would normally have it off. Phone call sound you can actually change to go through the front speakers, rear, or all speakers. That is really, really cool. It's the first time I've seen that setting on a unit at all. And then in general, so language, demo off, date, time, obviously, reverse camera. You can reverse the image from the unit itself. That is a really cool thing that Sony have done. And then you can adjust the guidelines too if you need to do so. So you can still, that ATT, so we're still on attention. So you turn that, hit that again, and it will bring you back to playing volume. Not that anything's connected. Steering wheel controls, you can customize or use preset. Preset is through a module. Driving position, left side, so we sit on the right side here in Australia, which means now when I connect CarPlay, my little home screen sort of widget will be over on the other side of the screen. Factory reset firmware version, no worries. And licenses. That is pretty much the unit all in all, without connecting anything. Obviously Bluetooth connection will give us phone, but what we'll do is plug in the iPhone and have a look at it. Android Auto on an iPhone is actually plug it in to the back of the screen on this side, on this side. So right up there, there's a USB plug on the back of the screen. It's easy to access. And then you've got a cord, so I've just plugged in my iPhone cable directly to the screen. So you plug it in, hit allow, and then you have your smartphone connected. So that might be an Android phone or an Apple phone, but basically once you plug in your device, you will get all of the apps on the screen, and then you can go ahead and use them as you please. So phone, music, maps, messages, podcasts, okay, calendar will show you what you've got on, We can hit that home button, will bring us right back. We've got settings as well, so these are just a few settings you can do, not a lot. Amazon Music, Google Maps, that's a big one, people are going to love that. So Google Maps works fine. Spotify for all of your music, and you can go to your library, look at liked, playlists, all that sort of stuff. Scroll works. This touch panel is really, really good. Like, it is so responsive. It's probably one of the best I've ever used in a head unit, if not the best. There's no hiccups. It's not accidentally touching things, and you know, it knows what you want to do, and it does it. Waze maps, that's another good one. People love that. So you will have to hit allow. So you'll have to unlock your phone, hit allow, which I'll do for you. There you go. Actually didn't even do anything. It worked on its own. WhatsApp, and yeah, so messages all work through voice. Okay, so if I wanted to read that message, it wouldn't bring up the screen. I'll show you. Okay, so it's saying, what do you want to say, or Siri will say, do you want me to read the message, etc., etc. Nothing's going to work because we don't have the mic plugged in, but you get the idea. Same as phone. You can actually scroll your contacts on the phone, which is good. Podcasts, pretty cool. And that's about it. There's another little sort of setup here. So that will bring you can go straight home with directions. You can just look at your map. I usually always have it on this screen in my car. And then if I've got a podcast playing, or if I want Spotify, look at how good this screen is. You can go ahead and play something like that. But yeah, all in all, really good unit. Yeah, happy with it. We've got videos with the Halo 9 as well, so go watch that video, compare the two, see what you think. Even the Halo Junior, it's a separate unit. And yeah, see, now we've got the new widget. And that's about it, really. Guys, that is pretty much it for Sony's new unit. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the comments below. If there's any other reviews you want to see, drop them in the comments. I'd be happy to do. We've got access to pretty much all of the units available. Yeah, subscribe to the channel, like the video. Catch you in the next one.